Wendell fifth graders, welcome to week 7. Goodness, it's been a while of remote learning, and welcome back to my home art studio. Let's go ahead and get started. Nope, sorry. Okay, so for this whole time we've been remote learning, we have been discussing the elements of art. And the elements of art are the tools that we use to create art. And there are 7 of them. That we started with color, line, value, texture, shape. We just did form. And our last one is space. Now, space, we've been talking about how to use space to create the illusion of something looking three-dimensional, just like form, throughout your whole time at Wendell. Starting from kindergarten and learning about the horizon line and talking about colors and foreground, midground, background, things like that. That is the element of space. Now, simply this says space is the area around, inside, or between shapes or forms. And when we look at this picture here, it shows the skiers in the foreground, the bottom of the page, the midground is right here, and the background is right here. Now down here, it describes the foreground, midground, background. Foreground is the space that seems closest to the viewer right here. Middle ground, the space between the foreground and the background. The background is the space that seems furthest away from the viewer. Okay, you can read those too later. But over here is what we focus on throughout your whole time at Wendell. Overlapping is objects, when you put one in front of the other, it appears that they're closer or further away. Color, objects further away are lightest and duller and fuzzier, and then the colors up front are darker and more details. Relative size is objects are closest to the viewer are bigger than those in the back. So right here, see how this guy, the skier, is bigger. He's almost as big as this mountain, but we know that's not real life. The placement, objects higher on the picture plane seem further away. Okay, so we focused on that. Now, really, for this project, we're going to keep it pretty simple. You're going to be focusing on positive and negative space, and you're going to be creating using a line and pattern and creating a Zentangle using a familiar shape. So, when we look at this picture, this example, the positive space are these scissors. The negative space is all of these patterns around there. So positive space, negative space. Okay? So for this project, you are going to need something that will look cool when you trace it. I've got some jewelry pliers right here. I used these scissors before to trace them. It's my sample. I was thinking about using a paintbrush, but I thought, that's not going to be a very cool shape. It doesn't have a lot of little details to trace. So find something that's small enough to fit on your paper, like this, several times, and then has a pretty interesting shape. Okay? So grab that, set that right here. I'm going to grab my paper and my pencil. So I am going to use these jewelry pliers right here. And I'm going to lay them on my paper several times. Is that tracing? Yeah. Tracing doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, see how that makes a cool shape? And put them here. Okay, let's go here. All right. Maybe let's do a little one here. That's 1, 2, 3, part of a fourth. Let's do this right here. And part of a fifth. So depending on the size of what you're tracing. Oh, I moved it. It's okay. Should be what? Put this over here. How you trace it. Okay, now that I have all of these little tracings, I'm gonna come in and I did curly lines on this one. I'm gonna do straight lines that hop over some of these. Like let's do one here and hop. Stop right there because it's behind. Go across here, hop. Go across here and hop and hop. Okay, and maybe, you know what? I think that's good because I like that shape. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a black Sharpie, or if you're using a black crayon or you are just doing it in pencil, you can leave it like that and trace. I'm going to trace the outside, leave the inside of my pliers, like my scissors, blank, and I'm going to put patterns and lines in all of the spaces that I just made here. Okay, so I'm going to speed this up so you don't have to watch it this whole time. I mean, you watch the whole thing, but so you don't have to watch me spend 20 to 30 minutes on it. Just watch how I do it, and then we'll get to it. Okay, here we go. Now you see I put patterns in the negative space, and the positive space are my pliers. Now you can tell the difference between these two. This one was done fast with quick craftsmanship. This one had excellent craftsmanship. It was done with taking a lot of time and focus. It's okay. Play around with it. Always strive for good craftsmanship. For this project, I want to see your positive and negative space in the patterns that you create. Okay, if you would like to share them, have your family member take a picture or send and email them to me at wyork@wcpss.net, or come visit us at in my office hours. Until then, fifth graders, sorry, I almost called you fourth graders or fifth graders. Until then, fifth graders, I'll see you later. Stay safe and create. Bye.